everybody. What's up? We're back.
Nikki C.
Hey, Marie.
Here for another Ratchet Reality.
Women running it. So while you guys are running it, take a pause, take a chill pill, sit back and relax. Let's talk some shit.
Well, let's drink some first.
Oh, let's drink some shit. Is that wrong too?
All right, what are we drinking? Let me pull this down. This was a gift, so.
It's a nice bag. So wait, do you use this bag to like re-gift like in a different bottle to someone else?
Yeah, I think you can, right? Because you're still having to buy a new bottle.
My birthday's coming in a little while, so I can.
Okay.
That's a nice bag for a new bottle of wine.
Okay. So, this is called Rancho Zamaco. It's a Zinfandel.
Oh, okay.
Rancho Zamaco.
We don't. How long have you had this?
Just got it this week.
Oh. Well, the person that had it before you had it a very long time.
Why is that?
Because when I opened it, the cork just broke.
And
that usually tells you that it's aged. So this is a 2002 bottle. This shit is a 2002 bottle.
Okay.
Right? So this is old.
So let's see. Cheers.
Cheers. It's right here on the phone.
What's wrong with you?
It's very woody.
It's Rancho.
It's very earthy. Like blackberries or something, maybe? No. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not sure I'm tasting that because I like it because it's cold. Yours don't have no ice in it. So.
No, you're not supposed to drink red wine with ice.
But I can't drink hot wine. I don't care if it's red or not.
It's room temperature.
Mm-mm.
It's supposed to be paired with Mediterranean cuisine.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Not my
It
cup.
says boysenberry and fruit flavor. Blackberries, boysenberry.
I said blackberry, didn't I?
And a hint of pepper.
That's what it is. It's the pepper. The pepper's hit.
I bet you if you had some ice, it would be better for you.
Then I'm gonna get cursed out by people that know you don't drink red wine with ice.
Why? What does
Now
that
I do cheat and I do put it in the refrigerator and let it chill.
So then it's the same thing.
I do a little cheat like that.
Yeah, because you have to.
I mean, but not with ice in it, just water it down.
You have to.
Anyway, I'm not getting that again. So
it's okay with the ice. I'm not mad at it.
Really?
Yeah, serious.
Okay, good, because you won't finish this bottle.
All right.
So Married to Medicine,
Mm-hmm.
episode 2.
Yes.
This is when
they just finished the party, the Indian party, where Contessa wore the costume.
the Cleopatra.
At the Indian party. Excuse me. So they just finished that. And how did it start? Was it with Anila? I think it started with Anila and her family, right? And the nanny leaving.
Oh yeah, her nanny's leaving to go back home.
Yeah.
She said that she got new grandchildren or something.
Yeah, she wants to be closer to her family. I think they're in Texas or somewhere.
Yeah, they're in a different state.
Yeah, so she wants to be closer to her family. But before that, did you notice they were showing her getting her kids up for school?
Mm-hmm.
The nanny was making breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I think the nanny even kind of prepared the lunch, but Anila kind of checked it over.
I think she just grabbed stuff out of it. She was just walking around doing stuff. She was just.
Well, the reason why I'm pointing all this out is because this is even before Anila knew that the nanny was leaving, and she said, "Oh my goodness, this is just so hard. I don't know how he would do it to get these kids together and up and ready and out on time." And I'm thinking to myself, but you have help.
Right. We don't have help.
She had somebody who cooked for her.
Yeah.
Cooked breakfast.
Anybody to do that?
And to start preparing the lunch.
Yeah, I don't have anybody to do that.
So I think her kids are also old enough to put their clothes on. So
Yeah.
really, the only thing she had to do was wake them up, right?
Yeah. And tell them to get downstairs at a decent time.
But she said that it was a lot, and it was almost like she felt like she needed to quit her. What is it called? What is she?
Oh, yeah, she's a blogger.
She had,
So
yeah.
she doesn't know because her nanny's leaving, so she thinks that she's going to have to quit blogging because she can't handle running the house on
But
her
she
own.
said that before she knew the nanny was leaving.
Don't her parents live
They have a room. I don't know if they live there permanently though. But
there? Oh,
they
okay,
do have
but
a
they come
room.
and visit.
Yeah, they do have a room.
Okay, all right. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she grew up with nannies. I'm not sure, but you just do that shit the night before.
And the thing is, I'm not hating on the fact that she has a nanny. I think that that's great if you can afford it and you can do it. That's great. But to say that even with the nanny, that it is almost impossible to get the kids ready and out the door on time.
So yeah, that's the part that's bothersome, right? It's not that she has a nanny to help. It's the fact that she doesn't know what to do without the nanny. Like she's like panicking about how to live and be a mom and a wife without a nanny.
Well, both of them were like flabbergasted when the nanny said that she was leaving.
Well, I honestly, quite frankly, didn't like her reaction. She showed no empathy for what that woman needed. And that's what I didn't like.
And what she's given up all these years.
Exactly.
She's given up being with her family all these years because she's been with them since the son was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So she's given up leaving her family all these years to take care of Anila's family, or Anila. And now she's like, the kids are old enough where she thinks that she can go. It won't be as drastic on them.
Right, like it's not that hard anymore.
And she will go and be with her family so she can be closer to them and grow up with her grandkids.
But she don't feel like that. She feel like it's still just as hard.
She said, what can I do? What can I do
to make you stay?
Make you change your mind? I mean, is there a price? Like, what can I do?
That was crazy.
And the husband was almost to say, well, what do you mean? You're going to go home to be with your family, but what about our son? You know, he's so attached to you. What?
See, so
if your child is so attached to the nanny, what does that mean about?
So that's always been like a thing for me, right? Because I went to school, my undergrad was like a lot of like rich kids, and a lot of them had nannies. And when we were all like, just be talking and chilling, I'm talking about my family, like my mother, my sisters, my father, like I'm talking about people. They're talking about, oh, my nanny does this, my nanny does that. And I'm like, where your mother? Where your father? They talk more about their nannies than they do their parents. And so back then, I always kind of had like a feeling about it. Like even, like right now, we have a nanny that we pay because our kids are not in summer camp. She's my sister. However, she's taking care of the kids during the week while I work. Kind of.
Kind of the same.
That's her job title, kind of.
No, they don't call her nanny. They
call her auntie, of course.
Yeah.
But she is. That's her role right now.
For this short period of time.
For the summer, right? And so I still kind of get a little jealous because, like, she gets to go and have fun with them.
Yeah.
And I like my kids. I want to have fun with them. I want to go do it too, but I have to stay home and work. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if my kids got more attached to my sister than me because I'm working so much and she's taking care of them, I would not be okay with that.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be okay with that.
That was a fear of mine when the kids were babies because I was fearful that they would be more attached to their grandmother than me because the grandmother
you had to go to
here.
work. Yeah. I mean, but see, I don't know. I feel like it's more time now. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm there and I see it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. Meaning I'm there, like I work from home, so I see her doing these things with the kids all day, and then they're leaving and going fun places and coming back and excited, but I'm still studying there working. I think that's different than like going out of the house and working and not seeing all of that and then coming home.
Yeah, and just hearing about it.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of where that comes from. Not in a bad way, but it's just a thing where I wouldn't be okay with that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, when I had little ones, I would have loved to have a nanny, but at the same time, like I said, I was still the same person who was fearful that my kids were going to be too attached to their grandmother and not me, because that's who they were with all day when I was going to work. But just having someone to help, I would have loved that. Even if they didn't help with necessarily the kids, but if they helped do their laundry, if they helped clean the kitchen and stuff like that. So more of a housekeeper.
Well, but that's what my sister does.
So I would have loved that.
Yeah. She cleans up after them. She helps them do their schoolwork, because I buy them summer books every summer that they have to finish before school year starts. So, she's helping them do their schoolwork, and I usually do that. And I haven't been doing that. I've been kind of hands off, letting her do that. And it's weird. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I feel like I need to test them to see what they learn. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Anila doesn't want that. She wants someone to come in and do everything for her, basically. Because even the little bit that she was doing in the morning, she still felt like it was too overwhelming.
I know. That is, I don't know. That part blows my mind. I don't know. I just feel a certain kind of way about it. And I know, and what other moms I want to remind you of, it's hard on a day-to-day basis, but this shit is so temporary and it goes so fast. Because pretty soon, my daughter will be like, Mom, who? I'm on the phone, with my friends, and I want to go hang out with my friends. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be like they don't want to cuddle anymore.
But the other thing is, I think your kids have a different appreciation for you when they see the struggle that you did go through to raise them versus a nanny who had to go through that and raise them. And again, not, knocking people who have nannies. Like I said, I would have loved to have somebody help me. But at the same time, like, I remember struggling when I had two, because I had them back to back.
She had 18 doctors older.
I had them 18 months apart.
She had her 6 weeks old.
And I was struggling. I was struggling, and I wasn't a single parent, but I was struggling, because I was keeping them in stuff. I had them in swimming when they were 6 months? Was it 6 months?
No, before that. I started my son when he was like 3-4 months. You started them that early too.
Yeah, it was early. Whatever the earliest you can start a baby.
We did it.
We did it because one of my things was I wanted to make sure my kids knew how to swim, because I felt like in our community we usually don't know how to swim. So I wanted to make sure my kids knew how to swim. And so they always say the earlier you start, the better, because they don't have that fear build up in them yet. So I started them out early, and so we were doing all these different activities, and I had both of them, running around, and it was hard. But
you did play date.
My kids, though, now looking back on some of those things, they really, appreciate. I remember even back then when my son, my oldest, he had to be like 3, 4, and he said, "You know what, Mom, you're doing a good job."
I remember telling you that back then.
Yes.
Because you were struggling. Because you were like, I was doing this, I was doing that, I was doing this. We were running it. And he told her that.
Could you believe that somebody that little could say that? And so it just kind of, even now, sometimes it kind of tears me up. But it's like, he was just so little, but he recognized it. And I think even as they grow, they're recognizing how much we do. And so sometimes you lose that a little bit when you have somebody else who is doing all of that for you. So I think I'm not saying that it's not good to have a nanny, but I think you have to find a fine balance when you do
have one.
Yeah.
I agree, because even like I said, when I was in undergrad, all those new adults, because we were like 18, 19, 20, they were all just talking about their nannies, and they never talked about their parents ever. Like, none of their childhood memories had their parents in it. So
riding their bikes,
they were closer to their nannies, and yes, their nannies, like,
taught them everything, how to ride their bikes, how to choose.
Well, they did respect their nannies more, because even like some of the times they'd be like, well, let me call my nanny and find out, or they never called their parents. Like, never. Like, even if they were getting in trouble, it was like, oh my God, my nanny's gonna be so mad at me, or like, it was crazy. Like they really did. So anyway, so that I didn't like the lack of empathy that Anila did not give.
Well, I like that her nanny was very stern.
Was a very hard no. Like
and she was like, no, I'm not.
I'm going to go be with my family.
There's nothing you can do. I'm gone.
Right. you know. I mean, and really, I don't know. So anyway,
so the other part was Quad was taking care of her nephew, getting him up.
This is new for her.
So it was kind of like they were juxtaposing the two because they had Anila who was struggling with the nanny, but then they had Quad who was up there making breakfast. She made the fried egg and some French toast, and and she even had him going over his sight words while he was eating.
I have to ask this, and maybe we should just take a poll. Do you think it's a cultural thing?
I don't know.
I mean, like how you were raised, not race. Like a cultural thing, like your family culture. So, like, maybe.
Well, probably so,
because how was she raised? Anila.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Quad was raised by a black mama. And as black mamas, we be running that shit.
Yeah.
We be cooking and cleaning and helping you with your homework and fixing your lunch and prepping for dinner all the same damn time. You know?
Yeah, you're going to mimic how you were brought up because that's all you know.
Exactly. So I wonder if her mother was super hands-on.
Yeah.
Because she would have learned that skill, I feel like, by watching her mother. Like I know my daughter has learned the skill.
Some people might have been that way, but they grow out of it though, because some people who get that new rich money, they purposely forget,
Yeah.
So I don't know what her situation is, but it could, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Quad was doing great, but the only issue I had with Quad, and I'm not sure, it could be a different law in different states.
But he was in the front seat. So yes, I was like, wait a minute,
because I was like, he can't be older than 6.
But okay, so the state where we live in, it's about the age and the weight, or the weight, because some kids are smaller, right, and they don't reach that weight at that age, so they can't be in the front seat, right?
So you either have to have the height or the weight. So if you have the height
or the weight,
if you have the weight. It's really the height and the weight.
Okay. Does he have it though?
I don't think he does because he's going over sight words. You go over sight words in kindergarten, right?
So he doesn't have the age.
He definitely doesn't have the age. His weight.
Is he in kindergarten?
He was going over sight words.
He was, but I don't know where Atlanta is. I don't know where Georgia is in their education system.
No, you are going over sight words in kindergarten.
I mean, education is run by the state, so I don't know what Georgia State's curriculum is like. I mean, we live in a very political area. I feel
pretty sure. First of all, he's definitely not older than 6. We already know he's not older than 6.
6, you're in first grade.
No. What age do you start kindergarten? 5 or 6? Well, but depending on when your birthday falls, it's either 5 or 6.
Okay, right.
And I don't think he's older than 6. So he's either 5 or 6.
Really?
But because he's going
older than that.
Because he's going over sight words, I believe he's probably in kindergarten.
Sight words. But outside of sight words, he doesn't look like he's 6. He looks older than that. He looks like he's about 8.
Because of his weight. His height's not there. It was more of his weight.
But he's looking like he's about 8.
He's not 8.
I don't know how old he is.
But you questioned it just like I did. And we didn't talk about it all the time, so it must be something.
We did not.
Because if you looked at it and I looked at it.
You want to know what the problem I had was? The seatbelt. The seatbelt did not properly come across the chest.
Because he was too small.
I know.
And then she was driving a sports car too.
I know.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he in the back seat? I thought he should have been in the back seat.
So I was like thinking, I was trying to really be on Quad's side, and I was like, well, maybe she's doing this because of the cameras. But I'm like, either way, it's still a safety issue because you're driving more than down the street. And even if you drive down the street, something can happen.
I did. Why was he in the front? I said the same thing.
Because my child been begging to be in the front seat. They ain't in the front seat yet. You know?
Oh, he is now.
The oldest one is. Yeah. The youngest one been begging, and the youngest one is 8 years old, and he is not big enough.
He's not.
And really, the oldest one, I was questioning whether, because was you there? I was questioning whether he should even be in the front seat.
I know, but he's in
I was flexible. And he's in the front seat. But I digress.
That's a whole different thing.
I digress.
Yeah, so Quad's doing a great job. I don't know what Georgia. I don't know what Georgia laws are. Yeah, I don't know. Who else? Simone. That's my favorite.
Her
I can't even tell you what she did. We didn't get there yet. At the fashion show, she did something. I was like, see, that is me. Like, that's something I would say.
Oh, when the girl was
like, why are you not in the show? She was like, oh, girl, we're not that close. I respect that.
Yeah.
You like, girl, get out of here. Whatever. No.
But
and like, she would even say yes. That's the thing. Like, she knows better. Like, don't even do that. That's all the other.
But Simone is cool.
I like Simone. She's my favorite.
You know, her and her husband, and then
they're writing a book,
and they went on a little double date with. Yes, and that was cute.
Yes, it was cute. I love how open and honest they are. Mm-hmm. I like their relationship. They're not, it's not like I'm going to sit here all poised because I'm here with my mother. Mm-hmm. He can actually be himself around his mom.
And the girlfriend was comfortable.
She was. She's been around for a while too. Which they said a year and a half.
Yeah.
So that was good to see. Mm-hmm.
So then, Contessa.
Okay, Contessa.
So who did she meet up with? It was Toya, right?
Mm-hmm. Her and Toya.
And she wanted to talk about why her and Heavenly are not.
And Toya validated everything she said because Toya has the same experience from Heavenly. Of her feeling like she backstabbed her. Yeah. Or pretended to be her friend and then turned around and wasn't her friend. Mm-hmm. Or didn't make her feel like that's her friend.
Toya kind of did the same thing to Anila, but I digress.
I think Toya had a problem with Anila fitting in with the group the way she did.
Why? You think she was kind of shocked that she fit in so quickly?
I think that she was feeling a certain kind of way that Anila wasn't closest to Toya and Toya brought her in. She was getting close to some of the other ladies, and Toya didn't like that. I think that's where that pettiness came from. I mean, it's petty, it's immature.
It is.
It is.
And so it's similar to what she was saying. If you're a friend, you're a friend. You don't do that stuff. And, so she did that.
Yeah, but she brought her in as her friend, thought she was going to have her back. You know what I mean? It was kind of like them against them, all the rest of them, and that's not how it went. Anila got along with a lot of the ladies.
And she still is.
And and she developed her own relationships outside of Toya, and I don't think Toya liked that.
Yeah.
Well, Toya didn't like that.
So the not the fashion show, the opening of Heavenly.
It was a fashion show. She had a wig fashion show. Right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess part of it was fashion too, right? Because what was Dr. Jackie wearing with the holes down the side? And she was definitely showing it off as if that was what everybody should be looking at versus the wig.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think it was about the clothes. I thought it was about the wigs. But why was Contessa mad that she wasn't asked to be in the show? Y'all ain't been speaking for a month.
Well, I think initially she looked at it as everybody but her. But then she saw, Simone's side of it.
She still said in her interview that she was disappointed that she was not
she thought
asked.
that would have been an olive branch.
Exactly.
But I don't extend that kind of olive branch because if we're on...
We know you not going to extend that kind of
This is the thing. If we're at odds, I'm not going to have you be in my show.
Miss Hart over here is not.
She is being a little aggressive in her wording because of other situations that have occurred today. But, in an effort not to digress further... So, with Contessa, I think the thing is, if we're at odds, I'm not going to extend an olive branch for you to be in my show when it's possible that you could then mess up my show. I don't know where we are. So I'm not going to put you in something that I'm trying to make money off and you possibly have a chance to destroy it. I can extend an olive branch by inviting you to lunch. But not by putting you in a show that could affect my business.
I mean, I don't think that she should have called her anyway. You haven't talked to her in months. Y'all are beefing. Let's be clear.
The thing
They're
is, they're gonna call
beefing.
it because they're getting paid. That's the other job that they're doing, is being on the show. So everybody has to be invited to everything.
Exactly, but they've been beefing since they haven't been filming.
But everybody has to be invited to everything. That's just how the show goes.
I know, and that's why she was invited, but she wasn't invited to participate.
Correct.
So she stayed within her contractual obligation.
She did.
So I don't know why Contessa would even want to be in the show at this point. You're supposed to be
think
mad at her.
because
You're supposed to be beefing with her. Why would you want to be in the show? You're already
That
there.
shows a different side of Contessa, though. It shows that really she's about the fame, and she wants to be included to get that glamour, that notoriety. And so she didn't care that they weren't friends. She just wants to be up there and everybody looking at her, right? The way everybody else is looking at her.
I guess. I guess. Contessa is not my fave. She's just not. She's not consistent. People who are inconsistent give me pause.
Yeah.
That gives me pause. When people are that inconsistent, it just gives me pause because it goes against my definition of trust, right? Mm-hmm. Which is their words match their actions over time.
Yeah.
And her words and her actions just fucking don't match. So
because even with her marriage, and
one minute he's abusive.
Yeah.
She said those words.
Yeah.
She did. She said those words on TV.
She said a lot during the reunion to the point where they were going to get a divorce.
I
understand that things change because things changed with Simone.
Yeah, because he went to a therapist for real.
But at the same time, Simone didn't do the stuff that Contessa did in regards to blurting every single, I don't know. It's just a difference to me.
Well, that is different. God was there at that reunion. I told you that then. When Simone and Cecil were going to get divorced at that previous reunion.
Okay.
Remember that? And they all rallied around them and had her change her mind right then and there. And then you know what I mean? Yeah, that was a powerful moment.
Okay.
That didn't happen with her.
Mm-hmm. No. They were rallying around her to get a divorce.
Yes. Because she was painting such a negative
picture. The whole season
of their marriage.
That he was cheating.
That he was lying because he did lie. But he didn't lie.
Even if he wasn't physically abusive, that he was emotionally.
Yeah. She said those things.
Yeah.
So, but now she's, and instead of saying, we're back and we're working on it, but she didn't.
I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that.
But you pointed out last week about her saying Plan B.
Yeah. Yes, I don't even believe that because.
So are you working on it or are you working on a Plan B? Which one you
feel like
on?
She's still with him because the show is still in existence, and she wants to keep the show going for her to have something. Like if they do happen to not have any more issues with her and Heavenly, she has to fall back on her and her husband.
Well, then she can move to LA with her other friend and be on Married to Medicine LA.
Her other friend moved, didn't she? Because her other friend.
I think her friend moved back to Florida for her husband. I think she did.
Yeah, she wasn't playing around. She moved for her husband.
She went back to keep her damn family together.
But so what did you think about the wigs and stuff? I did not like Dr. Jackie's wig. I did not like that. It looked like a lion on top of her head.
I mean, I like to see her as something different, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but I didn't like it.
She's always
Qua's hair
put together.
I thought that was nice.
Well, that's because Qua wasn't playing with them. She said, "Take this shit out of my hair. I want something else."
She wasn't wearing it.
She was not going to go out there looking crazy. She just wasn't.
Now, the girl from Miami. I don't even know where she came from.
I don't know who she is, who friend she is.
Yeah.
Why she there.
And then
why she dropping like it's hot.
Why did she walk down the runway
in front of Dave?
Yet her whole head was just a bouquet of flowers. Was that a wig?
I don't know. I don't know who she is.
They could have cut her out. Then she's up there flirting with the funeral director.
She did too much.
Once she heard that he owned 54 funeral homes, she went over to him, started holding his hand.
I know. It was too much. I don't know who she is, but I really hope that Bravo does not bring her on. Because it's going to make me stop watching.
She's thirsty.
Yeah, it's going to make me stop watching because this is my favorite show because it's the most respectable one with black people on it. So it's my favorite. So. Okay. Real talk. So that's where we're at. Was there anything else?
I think just a preview for the next episode.
which is
Toya and her husband having a discussion about what he really wants to do because he doesn't really get as much joy as he used to in his practice. And like I said last time, that she's not focusing on his needs. She's just focusing on him giving her money so she can get houses. So we're going to see that. We're also going to see the intervention that
they're going to have
with Heavenly, where she's going to show her all of the podcasts that she's ever done on any of the castmates.
She's going to show them clips.
In a movie theater.
That's in her house.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're sitting there like, as if they're going to go watch a movie, and then up pops up the podcast. Because I don't think anybody knew it was an intervention but Contessa.
It doesn't appear that anyone knows. Yeah. But I feel like I saw Simone cracking up laughing. see, and that's me. Because I would be like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And then if she do say something about me, I would have been like, well, why are you doing that? Like, I mean, I don't know. This is probably the first thing Contessa's doing that is like more, that makes sense. It makes sense though. You wouldn't, so if we were on this show talking shit about all our friends, and they sat us down and showed clips of this every time we talk shit about them, I would not be mad at them at all. I would be like, damn, I hurt y'all feelings, my bad.
Well, this is the thing. I think number one, she's setting it up like an intervention. And if we're friends, just have a talk with me.
But they're not. They're beefing.
But yet you wanted to be on my show. So now you're going to...
now
you're going to take it to the next level because you're upset that you weren't in the show?
But there's
because you could have just called me, right?
But there's the inconsistency. There it is again. I mean, there it is again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, so I just think that she could have did it a different way if she truly was trying to get the friendship back. To me, I think that this is more of a reaction to show for TV, the way that she's doing it. And then she's trying to hurt others in the cause too, because she's going to show not just what she said about her, but she's going to show what she said about everybody.
Oh, all of them already saw the shit.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, some of them, I don't know, but
I would have questions. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad either way. If it was me, if they were doing intervention on us, right? I mean, I would just be like, damn, my bad. I didn't know it affected you that bad. And I don't want to hurt anybody like that. I don't want to hurt anybody. So, and if it, you know, if it's me, I might be like, well, why would you say that about me? What kind of friend does that make you?
Yeah.
But that's why we're not on here talking shit about our friends, because I'm not going to. I'm not.
Yeah.
So, and there's the difference. It's still not okay. It's still not.
You know, like I said, Heavenly is about her money. She is about her money, and that's it. Her money and her family. That's the one thing we forgot to talk about.
What? Oh, that she's going through menopause.
When she went to the doctor.
And she said, well, you know, she said that mouth do what it do.
But I was surprised at that because I felt like in every other season.
Do you think her jaws are extra strong because she's a dentist or because she gets hair a lot?
As I was saying, I was shocked because in every other season, she seemed like she was a very sexual person. Not just in one aspect, but all aspects. And she felt like, and she seemed like her and her husband were the most sexual people. And then to come to this season and find out that it's really not that way, that she doesn't really enjoy certain aspects.
She said only since she's been going through this premenopause.
Has it?
Yeah, that's what she said. She was like, for the last couple of months, I haven't wanted to have sex, and that's not like me.
Oh, okay.
And she said that it was dry. Because that's why she's going to give her the pellets, right? To, you know, rectify the hormone imbalance that she's going through because she's premenopausal. You know,
okay.
Yeah, and that's why she said I still do what that mouth do.
Oh.
Because so she's still taking care of him without having to go through the painful sex, because it's painful. If you dry, it's painful. Shit.
You can lube it up.
I know, but you know how, like, I can imagine, because, Okay, maybe that's TMI.
Yeah.
But I can imagine. But can you imagine things changing and you like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe, like trying to figure it out instead of like just going to lube. Because that's why she ended up going to Dr. Jackie, because she's like, something's fucking wrong. I've been trying to figure this out.
But she acted like she thought she was pregnant.
No, she didn't. She was just offended. She was just offended that Jackie didn't automatically say, "Are you pregnant?" She was just offended, and Jackie was like, "No, I'm not. I'm worried about that." Because she was like, "How do you know? I could be." She was like, "How old are you?" So I don't think she meant that, but I can see her trying to figure it out for a couple of months. And then saying enough is enough. Let me go see what's wrong. Okay. Y'all think so? Do you think you're going to be in denial in the beginning of menopause?
No, I want to just hurry up and figure it out, since then I don't have to go through the hot flashes that long.
How do you control the hot flashes?
By getting on the
pellets?
Yeah.
You think
control your...
Do the pellets stop the hot flashes?
I mean, once you're able to balance out your hormones.
I don't know. That's a good question. Does it...
It's all about your hormones.
The hot flashes?
Everything. The whole thing,
every symptom.
Premenopause is your hormones. Either the decrease in the changes in your body.
Well, what do menopausal women do if they can't afford the pellets?
They put their head in the freezer. Like Claire Huss. Do you remember that episode?
I do.
Every time I talk about menopause, that's what I think about, is that episode of The Cosby Show. But
I don't.
No, I know that's not true. But
that was the last thing I thought about.
I do. I don't know why.
I think about my mother.
That was a funny
episode. My
episode.
mother would be driving me crazy. Like if we in the car, she'd be like, "It's so hot in here," so she turns the AC up. And then like after a minute, she rolls down the window all the way and says, "Why is it so cold in here?" I'm like, "Mom, if you don't get your shit together."
Hey, you laughing now? You gonna be here soon?
That's what she said to me. She was like, "You got my blood, so you better be watching with this."
Yeah, see, I don't laugh at that.
So we gotta do the pellets.
It's coming.
We gotta do the pellets.
Cracking up.
Because I don't want to live like that. I don't. Because it's crazy. It's insane. It's not pleasant.
Well, we gotta go through it.
It is.
As women.
It is. Mm-hmm. We gotta run shit, even while we're going through menopause. And that's like a life-changing event. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine a man just losing half of his testosterone?
Well, they go through it as well in some extent, and that's why they have that, what is it called? When they buy the Corvettes and go crazy.
Midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis. Yeah, theirs is a midlife crisis.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. It's just not as noticeable in regards to hormone changes. Mm. It's the same thing.
That's funny. Now I'm wondering what is my husband's midlife crisis going to look like? Like if you could predict it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they do. They all have midlife crisis.
Yeah.
At a certain point. So, everybody goes through something. Well, ladies.
You said lady.
I know.
Time to go back to running it.
We will see you next time.
See ya. Peace out.